Hey, what's up, John? This is a demo video for you for your Turbine Saber by KY Lightsaber. This is a very cool hilt. It's got a very unique design. You kind of gave me free reign on this as long as I utilize the cutouts in the handle. You have three here. You've got two long ones like this, right? And then there was a short guy, obviously, right here. So what I did was I tried to put blinkies or something in every window. So the two long windows have a 15 Neopixel strip accent each. All right, so a total of 30 accent strips. So there's a 15 pixel accent strip right here, and then you've got a 15 pixel accent strip right there. For the shorter one, what I decided to do is I wanted to give you an OLED screen, which is right here, and then this little slot right here has a kill switch. Now you will need like a pair of tweezers or like a toothpick or something. You can't reach your finger in there and get it. But I wanted you to be able to turn this guy on and off without having to take off the handle. It's not too much of a pain to take off the handle, but if you could do it without doing that, it's preferable, right? So this had the perfect opportunity to do that. It's installed with a Proffie. You've got a crystal chamber here and a crystal that came with the saber, so it has its own Neopixel accent. You've got a Carl Chan PCB in here for your Neopixel connector. This is your blade retention right here. I'm just going to use my fingers for the sake of this demo, but depending on how hard you want to swing this around, you may consider getting an Allen key. All right, two button setup. So your top button is your activation. Your bottom button is your auxiliary. How to take the handle off when you do need to is this one screw right here. All right, you just want to take this off. So we're going to unscrew this real quick. Be careful because it is kind of tiny, so you don't want to lose that. Once you take that off, you can pull the handle straight off, or if it's too tight, you can just kind of give it a little twist. Now, the board, here's your Proffie board right here. I have not adhesed the board down yet. I'm going to use some E6000 before I send it out, but I haven't heard back from you on sound fonts yet, so I have the board just kind of snapped in place right now. When I hear back from you and I finalize this before I ship it out, I will put some E6000 on there and hold that board down because I have a lot of wires underneath this guy. It took a lot to make this happen. All right. Yeah, there's just a ton of wires. But you got a Smuggler's Outpost 28mm Elite speaker. You do have removable battery setup right here. So nice and clean there. We'll slap the battery back in it. All the stuff that I told you about, right? So your accent strip here. Another one here. Your kill switch and your OLED screen. Now, I've only got one sound font on here for now to demo this. This is my sound font that my buddy Jesse made me over at Kyberphonic. One sound font has 5 blade styles. Now, if you want to simplify it, you can. If you know how to do your own configs in the future, if you wanted to do 3 blade styles, at the bare minimum, this guy will take 3. So your first one will be your blade. Your second one will be your crystal chamber, and then your third one will be these 2 strips because they're wired in parallel. I took these 2 strips because they're 15 pixels a piece, and I broke them down into 3 subblades. So each subblade has 5 pixels. All right, so a total of 5 there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 is the 5 on one side and the 5 on the other side, and your 5th and final blade style is the 5 in the middle. All right. Yeah. So once you put a battery in and everything is good to go, you want to put this handle on. If you take that hole that we took that screw out of and you match it to the hole on this saber that it goes to right there, and slide it right on. So when those 2 holes line up so that we can put this screw on, it lines everything else up. All right, and I'll show you that here in a second. Go ahead and we'll tighten that down. I'm not going to tighten it too much, but you can see everything's lined up there. So it does say Solo Sabers over here for me on my chassis, but I wanted to make sure you could see it outside of the handle as well. So yeah, everything's lined up here, and lined up here. So what we want to do is we want to come over here, take our tweezers or whatever we're going to use, and flip the kill switch. We got to find it in the dark. So the OLED screen is upside down, but it does say Proffie 6.7, and then it went to the battery meter. And that's what your strip is doing. That's actually what both strips are doing because they're running in parallel. Might be easier, to see it that way. And of course, I got your crystal chamber pulsing. These will time out. So if you do not turn on your saber right away, these will turn off so that you don't kill your battery. All right, just like that. They timed out. So when we turn it on, though, you get your OLED screen where you can see it. So you got that animation right there. This is what they do when the saber is on. Very loud saber, wide open pommel so you can see your speaker there. Nothing blocking the sound. We'll twist off and put a blade on. So yeah, I did give you twist off, by the way. When the saber came, in the handle, it did have a little bit of automotive mesh. It's some stuff you can get from AutoZone or wherever you're at. That's comparable. It's used for fixing the some holes or dents on your car frame. I went ahead and I took that out. It was something that was just getting in the way. I chose not to use it because I just modeled everything in my chassis here, just like that. It is pretty robust when you're handling it, so you're not going to break anything there. And it just was something that, in my opinion, was just getting in the way. So that's what I decided to do there. All right, but once we put our blade in and we lock it down, this does take a 1-inch diameter Neopixel blade. Flash on flash. Blaster bolts is just tapping the auxiliary. Super loud. And then blade lockup is holding down the auxiliary and hitting the saber. Now you'll notice when you have blade lockup enabled, you'll see that on the handle accents and then also on your crystal chamber. So I'll do that again. And if you had another sound font on here, what you would do is come over here and press your auxiliary button. This is going to say apologize because that's the name of the sound font. Let me see if I can show it to you. Apologize. And then, you know, I've got it obviously set up to where it shows you the name of the sound font. All right, we'll go ahead and take the blade out. And then, of course, if you wanted to, you could just come over here without taking the handle off and flip the kill switch again. Let me find it in the dark here. And it kills everything just like it should. All right. But if you need to take the battery out, of course, we'll just come over here and take that one screw out. Get the handle off. And then from the positive side of the battery over here by your speaker, you should be able to pop it out with your finger just like that. All right. That is basically your KY Saber turbine. Let me know if you got any questions. I'll try to get this out in the mail to you by tomorrow. Thanks, man.